Hello, everyone. My name is Rene Alvarez, and I'll be conducting this ITM Platform training session. Today's topic is going to be the team member training. We are going to discuss things like timesheet, how the team member can access project-related data, and all the different things that you can control as team members. This session will have a duration of approximately 45 minutes. And after that period, we will have like 15 minutes to ask questions if you have questions. And also, as a quick reminder, this session contributes as well if you are looking for the ITM Platform certification. If you would like to receive the official certification, you will need to get 10 credits. Those credits can be obtained through training sessions like this. Each hour will contribute 1 credit. Also, 1 month of active use of ITM Platform will grant you another credit, and you will require 10 credits to get your ITM Platform certification, again, if you are looking for. This session is mainly for team members, although project managers, the PMO, and executives as well can receive benefit from it, because we will explain how to contribute to a project, again, from the team member perspective. All right, so let's get into that. I'm going to switch over my area, okay? And to get started with this, I'm going to open our demo environment. Let me first explain that if you are not aware of this, ITM Platform works through a different set of licenses. Okay, these are the main licenses that we have, although related. They are also related to the roles. Okay, full access for PMO or administrator, project manager when you need to control or manage a project, team member, which is the license that we're going to use today. A project guest is a read-only limited user inside the system that gets access to specific projects. Okay, so for this session, I'm going to use the team member. If we need to, I don't know, maybe create something to better illustrate a feature, I'm going to switch to the project manager or full access to create some stuff. So let's get started with the team member. First, what do we see in here? As you can see, we have an area, a personal board, where my assignments, my current assignments, are going to be listed. Also, I can see other ways to access certain favorite elements, like favorite projects. To the right, we have a communications area, a communication panel, where I can create my conversations, or I can see the conversations that I have with the rest of the project team. Okay. And this is a feature that we're going to explain with a little bit more detail later on. I can close it if I don't want to use it currently, and I can bring it back if I want to. Okay. So again, this is my desktop. This is the home page, if you like. And this is where we get started. As a team member, I need to know what has been assigned to me, correct? And an easy way of doing that is through the personal board. The personal board is a Kanban board that will identify all my assignments. And but more than that, it will allow me to see the name for the task, the name for the specific task, the name for the project, and some other values that might be important. For example, I have the to-do, the in progress, and recently completed. This means what is the progress for my tasks. Okay, if I'm currently working on those, or if they are still pending for completion, or if they have been recently completed. We're going to explain how to better get a control from this area. Okay, the cards are interactive in the way that if I click on a particular card, it's going to display more information about that particular task. Like, for example, displaying the general information about the task. Things like the description, the start and end dates, etc. Okay. I can also access the Documents tab. So if the task is already related to a document, okay, I can see that from here. Now, another thing that might be important is the fact that I can see what type of project that is. We in ITM Platform we have two different approaches, two different styles of project management. We have waterfall and we have agile. So by looking at the project name, okay, to the left, I have a little icon, and that icon will tell me if that project is waterfall or agile. But as you can see, all tasks are represented in the same Kanban board. Now, in addition to that, if I simply need to change the status for a task and I'm the task manager for that task, then I can drag and drop the card. If I cannot drag and drop the card, that means that I'm simply a team member that is able to report on time, but I'm not able to control the status. If I hover over a card and the mouse indicator changes to these 4 directional arrows, then that means that I can drag and drop. And in other words, I'm able to control the status for that particular task. Again, the project manager will decide whether I'm a simple task member or I'm responsible for that task. Okay. To the right, we mentioned that we have the conversational panel. This is an area where I can make comments about tasks, about projects, about risks, about anything that I have access inside ITM. Okay. And if I don't want to use it, I can simply close the panel. And if I want it back, I simply need to click on that icon for chat, and it will bring it back. Okay. I can display all messages, or I can filter them to be contextual message. Let me explain that a little bit further. If I click on the drop down for type, I can select, instead of all, I can select contextual. What does that mean? That from now on, when I display a particular element, this area will display messages that are related to that object only. Okay, for example, comments for a specific project or a specific task. All right, what else do we have in here? I have my projects area. And my projects area is a way of listing all the different projects that you have been engaged in. If you are working on many projects, probably it would be good if you can use the filter area, right? You don't need to use it, especially if the number of projects is short, right? But if you have a large number of projects where you are working on, you can apply certain filters. For example, just show me projects that are being managed by David. For example, I simply need to choose the different criteria, click on apply, and it's going to display all this, right? If you have a blank table like this, please always make sure if you have filters applied. And if you do and want the table back, simply remove the filters or choose all, right? This will reset the table, okay? All right. Now, what else can I do from here? Well, I can click on the name for a project. Maybe I'm interested in more information about the project because this table is a little bit limited. You can click on this button to bring on more columns from the project. For example, maybe you would like to see who is the manager for that project. If I select that extra column, that is going to be displayed in here. Maybe we have a value, maybe we don't, right? It's going to depend on how you're managing things. But if you want to get more information about a particular project and you have permissions, you can simply click on the name. For example, I can click on this first name, and that will take me to an area that displays more information about the project. Right now, I'm seeing tasks for this project, my task for this project. But I could access other areas if allowed. For example, the General tab. In the General tab, I can see things like the project name, maybe the project description, and all the data that might be important for me to know. I can see the rest of the team, who else is working as a team member in this project. Again, I can see the tasks for this project. This is filtered by my tasks. And I can access the documents area in the project, even if I cannot create new documents or upload new documents as a team member, I can still see them and download the documents if I want. Okay, so that is my projects. Now there is another area, my services. Now the difference between a project and a service is a mild difference. A project is a project that requires calculation. We need a schedule, for example, a waterfall schedule calculated inside the system. Or maybe it's an agile plan that will require my tasks to be managed through a Kanban board, or maybe through sprints. Services are smaller projects or lightweight projects where I really don't require a complex calculation. They tend to be simply a list of activities, okay? So that is the difference between a project and a service. If I'm engaged in a service, I can see those listed in this area. And just like in projects, I can click on the name to see more information about the service. For example, again, the general information about the service, like the description or the internal or external client. I can see the rest of the team. And instead of tasks, what I would see in here is the activities, okay? Activities are created by the project or service manager. Me as a team member can work on created activities, similar to what I can in tasks. So for a team member, there is not much difference between a task and an activity. The difference is mainly for the project or service manager, okay? Similar to projects, we have documents, or we can have documents related to the service. And if I have permissions, I can click on documents and see them displayed. Now let's move closer to my work as a team member. I have another area, my tasks and activities. In here, I'm going to see all my tasks, regardless of their projects and service. I can still apply certain filters if I want. Okay, if I click on view more options, I'm gonna see all the different filters that I can apply. For example, tasks that will start from a date on, or before a particular end date, or maybe through status, or maybe by the name for projects or service. Okay. Let's close them. Okay. So we can maximize the area, right? And if I have many tasks or activities, okay, they might be paginated. So for example, in here, I have up to, well, I have a lot, right? I have 109 items across tasks and activities. And I can navigate by selecting a specific page, okay? Or I can select them, I can change the number of items per page, for example, 50 per page. So that will reduce the number of pages produced in here. Okay. What can I see about a task? Now let's get into tasks. I can click on the name for a task. Okay. And ITM Platform will display for that particular task the general tab. This is the general tab for the task, not the project. Okay. There is a difference. I have a general tab in here, which belongs to the task, and I have another one for the project at the top. Okay. So this is specifically for this task. And actually, ITM Platform is pretty explicit because it's giving me the project name plus the task name. Okay. So I always know where I'm working at. So I have the task name, the details, the status, start and end dates, or the major values in the task. I can also see the rest of the team, who else is working on this task, okay? And if there are related tasks, related documents to this task. Now, there is another very important aspect that I want to highlight. Let's go back to my tasks and activities. There are some cases, and actually, let me try to locate some in here. And if I can't, I'm going to switch to another user to better represent this. The first, Let me show you this with another user probably. The first column in here might be very important, the task manager icon. If it's blank, okay, if I don't see an icon in here, it means that I'm simply a team member for that task. As a regular team member can only report time against that task, okay? I can be also a task responsible or a task manager. If I'm the task manager, I can also set the progress, the overall progress for the task. Let me show you the difference. What I'm going to do in here is return to the main page, and I'm going to sign in as full access. Okay. The reason I'm doing this is because the full access can also have access to my tasks and activities. And now, as you can see, this user might be a task manager for certain tasks. Okay. This is the icon that I was looking for. So if I see that icon, it means that in addition to being able to report on time, I can also set the progress for the task. I can tell the project manager if this task is 50%, 75%, 100%, 0% done. You can control that as well. Okay. This is defined by the project manager, though. So if you are unsure if you should be a task manager or no, please check with your project manager. Okay. All right. Let me return as a team member. All right. Okay. So what else can I see in here? Well, I can see the project or service name. I can see the type of task. Sometimes in certain organizations, these fields are customized. For example, maybe in here you wouldn't see generic. You would see I don't know, scope task or internal tasks and so on and so forth. So it's up to the system administrator to determine, for example, things like the type of tasks, okay? The priority, the start and end dates, the estimated time. Now, this is kind of important. The estimations are done by the project manager. You as team members have access to those estimations. You cannot change them, but you can see them, okay? For example, this first task has been calculated for 10 hours, but we have used 9 hours, right? Whether that means if the task is completed or no, that is up to the task manager to decide, or the project manager, okay? Now, what happens if I would like to report on a particular task? I have two ways of doing that. From this table, the last column here is the time entry. If I click on that clock, it will display a pop-up where I can enter time. I can enter time by setting the same amount in between two dates, okay? So I can set, for example, that I worked on this task from Monday to Wednesday, right? And I started to work at 8 a.m. or 8:30, and I ended by 10:45 for those 3 days, okay? If I click on calculate, ITM Platform will calculate how many hours it would need to include, okay? And if I would like to accept this, I simply need to click on save. So this is one way of reporting that entry. Let me show you another, and then I'm going to run through a simple demo, okay? Another way of doing that is through the timesheet, because this was by selecting an individual task and then selecting that I would like to provide a time entry. Usually the team member, if the team member needs to provide with time, we don't do this. We enter our time through a timesheet. ITM Platform will display that. So let me go to the timesheet area, okay? And in here, I'm going to see a lot of different things. Let me explain this area first. I can control whether I would like to see a single week and which week, okay? So I can navigate back and forth. I can click on the calendar to specify another week on a quicker way. I can switch, instead of week, I can select custom. And now I can select, for example, 2 weeks or maybe 1 month. Okay, so it is really up to you how you would like to display this. For example, from here to the 31st, and I click on apply, and then it's going to display all the dates. All the days in here. All right. Now, other areas might be important as well. Other clicks. Let me explain them. For example, this button will show or hide the non-working days, like weekends, or if you have configured holidays in your system. Okay. With the next one, you can wrap the task names, right? So maybe you'd like to display them in a single row or in multiple rows. This can vary. This can impact how the table is displayed. Okay. I can hide or show completed tasks, just to make sure that I'm not reporting on already completed tasks. Okay. I can also collapse or expand the groupings. So, for example, if I would like to focus on a particular project, maybe I can collapse everything and just expand a particular project, and then I can report on that. Okay. The next one, I can show or hide accumulated values. For example, the previous values. Okay. Actually, let me reset this to weeks so we have a better view. And I'm going to move back to this week. Okay. So let's select that. Right, this is better. So I have the previous period accumulated or the total for periods. So with this one, I can show or hide those totals, those calculations, and maybe just have a simple way of capturing my time. Okay. The next one is to hide or show the headers. In the headers, you would have the total for the period. Okay. What is how many working hours are included in this period, and how many of those are already reported? Okay, and what is the progress for the entire reporting period? And this last button, okay, allows me to maximize the area. This would be important if you change the range. So let me do that again. For example, if I select custom in here, custom, and maybe I would like to display 3 weeks starting on the 11th and all the way to the 29th. I can click on apply. But I'm not using the rest of real estate in here. So to do that, I simply need to click on maximize. So it makes a better use of the real estate. Also, thinking about that, you can minimize the left-hand side menu if you want to maximize the area, right? So with this hamburger icon, you can click in there and temporarily hide the left-hand side menu. So maybe this is a better view for you and you can capture a lot at the same time, okay? All right, what else do we have in here? Let me reset this to week and select just the current week, because we have all the buttons. And in a moment, I'm gonna again do a quick demo so you know how to report on the timesheet. The other buttons that we have in here is the repeat, right? We can use this one to repeat the value for all the days that are included in the display. So if I'm displaying 3 weeks, for example, and I would like to report the same amount of time each day, then instead of capturing day by day, I can capture a single value and repeat it for the entire list of days. For example, in here, if I would like to capture 2.5 hours for this task, I simply need to capture that in here, 2 hours and 30 minutes, click on accept, and this will update all days included in the view, okay? Another thing that might be important is that I can create comments. With this last icon, comment on this task, I can click in there, and as you can see, it will open up, if it's not displayed already, the conversation area. And it is already pre-selecting the task where I'm working on. So if I enter a comment in here, that comment is attached to the task. So whomever has access to this task they will see the comment, okay? Especially when they select the contextual messages, right? So they don't need to search for the specific comment. All right, I don't want to change anything here. I'm gonna click on cancel, right? But I want to show you a quick demo, right? So let's review all that we have showed you with a quick demo. What I'm gonna do is first go back as a project manager, right? This is not the full screen. I'm limited to my projects, okay? Only my projects. And I'm going to create one task. So you know what happens as a team member, right? Let's go into the task area. I'm gonna create a new task, okay? Let's call this test task. And I'm gonna set that this task should start on Monday and end on this Friday, okay? Let's go ahead and save it. Now, next, the project manager needs to assign you 2 tasks. And I can do that through the team tab, but first I need to make sure that you have been included as team member. As you can see, this is already done, right? I have my test task in here. Then I, as a project manager, I need to assign this member as a task manager or a task member, okay? I'm gonna show you the two scenarios. So for this test task, let me select task manager. I'm gonna click on save, and I'm gonna create a new task, task 2. Okay, let's set it for the same dates. Okay, so they run in parallel. And for this task, I'm gonna assign the other user as a regular member, not as a task manager. Okay, so you know the difference. All right, here we go. The assignment has been created. So let's go ahead and search for this as team members. So let me go back. Let's sign in again as team member. And let's first confirm that we have that information here. So if I go to my projects, I should see that particular project, market research for phase 2. Good, I see it in there. If I click on the project, I should see my tasks. Perfect, they're there, okay? So far, so good. Now, let's go to my task and activities area. And now let's filter by projects and services, markets. I don't remember if this is partial. No, that is not partial. Okay, so let me search for that project. I don't remember the name. So let's get it from here. This is the name for the project. Then I can go to tasks and activities and use that for filter. Apply. Wow, there must be something in here blocking the task. Probably is the status. Okay, so looks like it is. Oh, this is the name and this is something else. Hold on. I'm putting it in the wrong place. Here we go. Status all. I'm wondering why the other one is not included in here. Well, we're gonna see it no matter what. Team all only assigned to me. All right, let me display it again. Well, I wanted to show you that extra icon that this task has been assigned to me, but in addition to being a team member, a regular team member, now I'm a task manager, okay? This will allow me to set the progress, okay? First, let me show you the time capture, and then I'm gonna show you how to enter the progress for the task. If I go to my timesheet, okay? Now, if everything is in place, and I think this is gonna be the problem, actually. Yeah, let's use this as a sample. As you can see, I don't see the project in here. So most likely, this means that the project is not ready for capturing actuals, right? ITM Platform will allow the project manager to also control the status through through the project lifecycle, right? So this might be common. As a team member, you know that something has been assigned to you, but you don't see it on your timesheet. Most of the time, this means, again, that the project is not ready for execution. So let me fix that. I need to go back again as project manager. And sorry, I should have done that before. I need to make sure that that project is ready for execution. Because if it's not, then it's going to be a problem. Oh, this is the problem. The project has been rejected, so I'm using the wrong project. The project has been canceled, therefore we cannot enter actuals. All right, let me fix that with a new project to make sure I can do it the right way. I'm going to use the other user. So let me go in here. Let's pick a project that is already in progress, like for example this one, winter promotion. Let me be sure about it. Project status, yes, this is in progress. Let me check. Team, yes, the team member is assigned to this project. All right. So let me create one task for me to show you the not just the time capture, but also the progress for the task. So let's call this temp. No, demo task. Okay. Again, this is going to be from the 25 to 29. Let's save it, go to team. I'm going to assign the team member as task manager because we want to show you that. All right. Now, again, we should be able to see it as team members. Let's go back in here. Again, let's confirm. Yeah, let's reset. Let me check that this project is in here. Winter promotion. I see it in there. Winter promotion. I don't see the demo task. It should be around here. Oh, here we go, right? So I have the winter promotion demo task. Perfect. Now let's confirm that we can actually report on tasks. Okay, so I can go to the timesheet, and now I should be seeing it. We have the winter promotion. Sorry, I clicked too fast. Sorry. Here we go. I have the winter promotion, and if I expand it, I see the demo task. Let me collapse the others. So this is limited to this task. Winter promotion, perfect. Now I'm ready to report on that. Okay. How can I enter time? I can again enter by day. For example, 1 hour in here and 30 minutes on Tuesday and 2.5 hours for Wednesday. Okay. Simply as that. Again, I can enter some comments. For example, comments to this task. I can say something like, we are almost done. Okay. And click on share. I'm sharing that with my team, with the project manager. Okay. If I would like to enter the same time for all days included in this week, remember, I can click on that button to update all working days. Okay. And we have one last icon that we don't see before. If you see this icon, this is another way of telling if you are task managers or simply team members. Okay, because if you click on that icon, it will allow you to enter the progress. I want to show you how to enter it from the timesheet and also from the task and activities. For the time being, I just want to save. Okay. All right. I'm entering those values. Let me show you what happens from the project manager's perspective. So again, let's go as a project manager. Let's navigate to that project. It was winter promotion. Okay. So if I go to tasks and I display demo task, which is in here. I can see all the values created by the project manager or confirmed by the project manager. I can see the team, okay? I can see the effort, right? I did not explain this before. This is really up to the project manager to define, right? But in this area, the project manager can model the estimated hours required to complete this work. But as you can see, I'm already seeing the result of what has been reported by the team member. The team member is reporting 4 hours, correct? Even if I don't see the full timesheet, right, with full details, I can see the roll-ups, okay? If I would like to display with much more detail across the entire project as project manager, I can go to the team area and see this view, display this view. This is the demo task, okay? And I can see how many hours I estimated. 0, I did not enter any value. I see the 4 hours reported by the team member. And as a project manager, I have the permission to overwrite those 4 hours. I cannot delete those 4 hours, but I can change the value that I'm going to use as actual value. Maybe I don't want to report 4 hours. Maybe we cannot charge this time, right? So I want to modify this value for some reason. I can do it, right? I can enter, for example, just 3 hours. I'm not resetting the value for the team member. The team member is still reporting 4 hours. I cannot alter that, but I can alter how many hours I would like to include in my project because I'm the project manager, okay? All right, now, next, I want to show you the progress. If I go back again to the task, and I click on the task, okay, what is the progress for the task? There's nothing for progress. So I could enter time, but the time is not directly and automatically related to a percentage. This is up to the project manager or the task manager, okay? The project manager can do it from here. They can click on Add Progress Report. Let me show you how you can do it from the team member area if you are task managers, okay? So let's go back one more time. Team member. Let's move to task and activities, okay? Let's search for that winter promotion tasks. Here we go. We have the demo task, okay? So if I click on the task, I can navigate to the progress tab. This is the same tab as the project manager. And from here, I can click on Add Progress Report. It's going to ask me first for the assessment. So what is what assessment do I have for the current progress? Is it good? It's having problems, or it's critical? I need to enter a short description. We are on track, for example. Optionally, I can enter a more detailed description. Sometimes this is important, right? And this is where I can enter the percent completed. And this is, again, independent from the hours, right? Even if there might be a relationship between the percent completed and the completed work, they are unrelated in ITM Platform, right? And there are many reasons why that is important. You can determine how many hours you're going to need, but that does not necessarily control the percent completed. So I can report, for example, here 75%. We are 75% done on this. And in here, I can enter what is the report date. So today I'm capturing that information. I'm capturing the status, but I can also say that this is not the status as of today. Maybe this was the status as of the first date, right? Sorry, 75 is too much. Let me enter 25, for example, okay? And if permitted, of course, right? If I have this option turned on, create an automatic progress report, this means that ITM Platform will use these values to automatically create a progress report for the entire project. Okay. Again, as project managers and on or PMO or system administrators, you can control whether this is allowed or not. Okay. This is the default behavior just. Okay. So let me click on save. And now I created an entry for progress. Now the task is 25% done. Let's make sure of it. I can check that as a regular project, team member, because if I navigate to the project, okay, and I display my tasks for that for that project, okay, I can display, for example, the percent completed at the task level. So if I scroll to the right, I see that 25%. So as a team member, if I'm appointed as task manager, I can control that percent completed. Now, the other way of doing this is in my timesheets, okay? Remember that last icon that I mentioned in here? If I click on that one, I can also enter a new progress report, but now from the timesheet. Sometimes this is much faster. It's a pop-up and it contains the same information. So I can say, well, this is also good. It's done. Okay, I can report on, I don't know, 90%. Okay, I can say we only need the approval. Okay, now I can enter for progress report date today. Okay, and click on save. ITM Platform will preserve the historical changes, right? So you as team members, if you have permissions, or the project manager can see not just the last update, but the previous as well. Let me show you that. So let's go to my projects, go to winter promotion one last time. And if I open the task and go to progress, I can see not just the latest one, I can see all changes. So I can assess whether we are progressing as fast as we should, or if we are providing with updates frequently, right? All right. Last for today, I would like to show you how you can control certain aspects as end users, right? How you can partially control how the personal board displays, and also about the notifications. Okay, that is on your personal profile. If you click on the menu that contains your name, okay, to the top right corner, you can go to my profile. This will display a lot of different information. Some of these are system control, okay, but there are other aspects that you can control. For example, in the communications area, okay, you can select if you would like to receive notifications by email. For example, when someone comments on your messages. Remember that message that I created before? Okay, so if someone replies to a comment, maybe I would like to receive an email, or maybe I don't want to receive that email. You can decide it from here. Also, you can control alerts. For example, send me an email one day before the task starts. So you get a reminder to start working on certain tasks depending on the schedule. You can also turn on or off alerts. For example, instead of alerting me when the task is going to start, I would like to receive an email, for example, 2 days before the task ends. So I know that I need to complete that task, or maybe both. Okay. And last, you can control a couple of aspects of my board. For example, how many days ahead of the start date should ITM Platform display a task in the to-do column? Maybe I don't want to see the full year. Maybe I have project managers that are planning tasks for me for the next 5 months. I don't want to include those in my personal board, right? So you can control how many days ahead you want to see. And also, once you have completed a task, how many days should ITM Platform consider before removing them from the completed column? So it is not an endless list of completed work. Okay. All right. So that is pretty much what we have for today's session. I would like to check if you have questions. And I think we don't have questions for today. So that will be all for today's training. I would like to thank you for your time. And if you have an extra moment, we would very much like you to help us reach 5 stars on Capterra. So if you can go to Capterra and give us a comment about how you're using ITM Platform, that will greatly help us on improving our product and services. And with that, I thank you for your time, and I'll be seeing you on our next training. Thank you very much and have a great day.